The Red Fox Squirrel Nymph was designed by Dave Whitlock using the materials he had available. This nymph is tied in the round so no wing case is used, so it looks the same from top to bottom and side to side. These are the materials for the Red Fox Squirrel Nymph. Attach the thread behind the eye of the hook and then cut the tag. Now bring your thread to the bend of the hook. Now take some guard hairs, a tuft of guard hairs, measure them to the shank of the hook. It should be half the shank length. Transfer them to the bend of the hook and we'll secure them, the tail, at the bend of the hook. Now I'm going to take some non-lead wire, about the diameter of the hook, and I'm going to wrap it about 8 to 10 times around the shank of the hook in the thorax section, the front section of the hook. Now I'm going to take oval tinsel, I'm going to tie it under the shank of the hook and bring my thread to the bend of the hook to secure the oval tinsel in place. Make sure you try to get it under the shank of the hook. Now I'm going to take some belly fur from the Red Fox Squirrel and mix it with 50-50 Antron blend and some tan. And I'm going to dub this on the thread going in one direction, nice tight noodle. And then when I start wrapping this, I'm going to make a tapered body. So I'm going to start right by the tail at the bend and now work my way towards the thorax section. So right now I'm dubbing the abdomen and I'm going towards the thorax, which will be about 2/3 of the shank of the hook will be the abdomen. So as you see, you have to keep adding more fur to complete this body. Now we'll take the rib, go underneath and over the top, so we're going in the opposite direction of the dubbing, about 3 to 4 wraps, even wraps, on the abdomen, and then tie it off. Now I'm going to make a dubbing loop. You could use any type of tool to make a dubbing loop. All it is you bring your thread down and then bring it back up to the top. Cross the thread over the loop to secure it, and then move your thread out of the way. Then you want to start sticking the guard hairs, and this material is the back of the squirrel nymph, the red squirrel nymph, and you just want to put it in between the loop so that the guard hairs are perpendicular to the thread. So you're filling up this loop with all these guard hairs so that when we do spin this loop using the tool, or spin the tool, it will create a dubbing brush. So this is a way to create a dubbing brush with all these guard hairs, and this will give you a lot of legs in the thorax area. Instead of trying to pick it out, this gives you a nice bunch of legs sticking out of your thorax area. Once the brush is twisted, you want to pick any of the loose fur out from there. Now, just start wrapping the dubbing brush and fold the the guard hairs backwards, rearwards towards the bend of the hook as you wrap the dubbing brush. So we'll repeat the process, tie it off, and we will make another dubbing loop, and make sure we pick out all the loose fur again, spin it, and we will start right where we left off, stroking the guard hairs backwards, rearwards towards the bend of the hook, as so, and then finish the fly going towards the eye of the hook. Make sure you leave a space there so that we can tie in the partridge flank feather. Hold the fibers back, put a couple of wraps in front. Now we'll tie in the partridge feather by the tip, catch it underneath the shank of the hook behind the eye. Couple of wraps, secure it, cut the tip off. And then you want to wrap the feather at least two or three times to form the collar or the legs. So here's a couple of good times. Make sure you stroke the flank feathers backwards, rearwards towards the bend. So there's two wraps. And now I'm just going to tie it off and have all the fibers rearwards. And then I'm going to tie the head right behind the eye of the hook. Now take your whip finishing tool and put a couple of wraps, tie a couple of wraps, and then cut your thread. Take a bodkin, dip it in the head cement, and put a drop right on the head of the wraps of your fly. And you can also tie the Red Fox Squirrel Nymph with a bead head.